Okay, I think we're good. All right. Hello, everybody. Soul Commodore back at you again. We back in here doing some more charcoal drawing today. Please mind the mess in the back. But we're at this weird angle again because once again, big shout out to friend in real life because he's my girlfriend's cousin, one of my girlfriend's cousins. Big shout out to BuddhaBot87 for giving us this wonderful phone stand that we can now pivot around and do art on this desk that I use for work. So, yo, Jake, what's up? What's up? So let's angle this down. And I'm going to do a little show and tell first, and then we'll get on to what we're working on today. Actually, let me get up and angle this because this can be a little bit finicky. Here we go. And let me get this light positioned so that we have as little shadow as possible. Actually, I might have to move this. But how you doing today, Jake? It's good to see you as always. Always fantastic to see you, sir. I mean, I feel like that's almost as good as we're gonna get unless we turn up the luminosity of that. But we'll try. Okay. So it's not perfect. Got a lurk at the moment. Hey, no problem. No problem. Thanks for coming in. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Have a good lurk, Jake. Always good to see you. Okay. So we're just going to position this over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like I said, before we start, we're actually going to do a little bit of a show and tell. For those of you who missed it from the previous streams, with some of the work that we did before, some of the charcoal work we did before. So, there's one. And again, the faces are blurry because all of this is dealing with how memory gets altered and shaped by grief, right? So here, the faces are very blurry, so you don't really see quite all the details of the face. This one is distorted as well. This one's not so much blurry as it is a little bit warped. So that's the second drawing in the series that I've done. And here's the third. And this one, as you can see, the picture's even incomplete. It's almost like a Polaroid or a picture where the development, it gets blown out or the development doesn't finish. And it's very, very bright on the faces, and then you don't really see much of any, the contrast is too high. So, yeah, those are the, Yo, Jess, welcome in. How are you? How are you? So these are the 3 drawings that we've done so far for this series, for this solo show that I'm doing. There's going to be paintings as well, but right now I'm working on the drawings because I am waiting for my rolls to be delivered, my canvas rolls. So, until that happens, we'll be doing drawings. That third one. Okay, so right now we're just going to frame out the border of this new drawing. Which again, I could have done beforehand, but why do stuff ahead of time when you could do it in real time, you know? That's my philosophy. Why be on time when you can be late? Actually, I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not, but when it comes to like parties and stuff, or like get-togethers, I actually hate being the first one there. I hate being the first one to a get-together. Well, I don't hate it. There's a lot of things I actually do hate. Like, I hate Kanye West. And all this anti-Semitic shit that he's been on lately. I have no idea what that's all about, but that shit needs to stop right now. Anyway, but I really don't like being the first one to a party. It's not my favorite thing to do. Now, I don't know if that spurs from when I was a kid and we were rarely ever the first ones to a party because there were so many of us to get ready. Yes, indeed, Jess. Yes, indeed. Look, I have no idea if this is all spurred on by the fact that he stopped taking his meds, but I've read this many times online, and I believe it to be true. Not just for mental health issues, but any issues, right? Your mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You know? And I don't think those comments that you're making are solely a cause of him being bipolar and not taking his meds. I think that's just how Kanye is, and it's disheartening because, you know, I really, really dug his music, but I'm not going to be buying any more of his music, I'll tell you that much. You hated him before it was cool to hate him? Just something about him? That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I wasn't always a huge fan of the person, but the music, at least, I enjoyed, you know? He was never my favorite rapper, though. I mean, when I really started getting into rap, the first records I really, like, broke down were Kendrick Lamar's records. And I was like, okay, yeah. Because I had heard, well, actually, the first rap album I ever bought was Kanye's Graduation album. But when I first started getting really into hip-hop, I listened to Kendrick's Section 80, and then Good Kid, Mad City, and then bought To Pimp a Butterfly, and it's like, okay, this is my guy. So, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You have to take care of that shit. And it can be very tough to, and very expensive too, unfortunately. But and you know what the worst thing about Kanye saying those things, other than, you know, the blatantly anti-Semitic comments that are alienating a lot of Jewish fans of hip-hop and Jewish people in general. That's the worst thing about it. The second worst thing about it is the same thing that always happens whenever a black figure who's in the public eye, whether it's for good reasons or bad reasons that they're in the public eye to begin with, whenever they slip up, whenever they make a mistake, whenever they're blatantly wrong about things, other black people get asked to answer for them. You know, as if the black community is all just one big conglomerate. It's just one person, like it's one hive mind, right? And also the people who will walk away from Kanye's comments and be like, well, I mean, does that mean all black people are all black people are anti-Semitic? You know, and then having to sit there and have to defend black culture and defend black people and yourself for the comments that he made, which is ridiculous, you know? It's like, no, fuck Kanye. Okay. Exactly. How am I responsible for the things that Kanye says? What I am responsible for are my own actions, i.e., not that I was going to buy Yeezys anyway, because Yeezys are ugly shoes. Ugly ass shoes with no support. But I'm not going to buy any of his merchandise, not going to buy any more of his music. I'm not going to support him financially, which is, you know, how these people make money, right? I could sit here and feel bad about the fact that all of this really started spiraling out of control after his mom died. But again, that it's his responsibility to deal with that. And I don't know, but it also saddens me because his mom was like a civil rights activist and a university professor. You know, and she would, I imagine she would not be, Donda West would not be about any of this at all. But, alas, here we are. It's ridiculous. It's just sad. It's just absolutely sad. And infuriating. Also, like, I don't know if this will be a controversial statement, but I don't understand, given the fight that black people have gone through for civil rights, you know, not only in America, but also in Canada, right? I don't understand black people who are anti-Semitic. I don't understand black people who are racist against other minorities, against anybody, actually, even white people. I don't understand how black people could be racist. I don't understand black people who are homophobic or transphobic. Because, I mean, all of the civil rights that other minorities have fought for, and that homosexual and basically anyone who's not heterosexual and people that are transgendered have fought for, you know, and that Jewish people have fought for. Like, it's all, you're fighting for the same civil rights, to be treated like a person, you know, by law and by society at large, right? That's what you're fighting for, is to be treated as a person. And I don't understand how black people who are homophobic, transphobic, racist, anti-Semitic can look at the civil rights movement and be like, oh, well, that only applied to black people. It's like, come on. It's interesting, too, that they are blaming his mental health for his comments. From my understanding, bipolar is just you have big ups and downs in mood. So wouldn't those thoughts be his own? All his medications are doing is helping him keep his thoughts to himself and not have outbursts. Yeah, like it's one of those things where he might have other undiagnosed mental health issues that are causing him to... I don't personally think that it's mental health issues that are the spark of his comments. I don't think those are the root of his comments. I think he, for whatever reason, actually believes that stuff. But all of this downward spiral that he's been on really kind of started after he stopped taking his bipolar medication. And I think that's kind of the... I think that's kind of the route that people are looking at. Like... So he may very well have had these thoughts anyway. But yeah. Bipolarism doesn't cause you to be anti-Semitic. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Jess. Like, that's who he is. He just doesn't have the inhibitions to keep from saying it. You know? And that's what's so frustrating about the whole thing. But yeah, it's like all these minorities, whether it's gender minority, like transgender people, people who are not heterosexual, all other races that are fighting for civil rights and to not be, devalued by civil rights. I don't understand black people who hold those views against those people and not realize that, I mean, we're all running the same race. We're all trying to get to the same goal, to be treated as people, and not be discriminated against. I don't understand it. I'm not sure I'll ever understand it. But yeah. Anyway, Jess, how you doing? Yeah, I agree with you there about how it's mind-blowing when people who are discriminated against also discriminate. My old job, our area manager is a gay man and harassed to this day for being gay, and he openly hates women and trans women. Please excuse my spelling. Hey, yeah, like, I don't understand it. I don't understand discrimination to begin with, because, I mean, like, you just let people be people, But it's especially mind-boggling when you're part of a group that is largely discriminated against, and then you turn around and discriminate yourself. It's I don't get it. So this picture here is going to be blurry, much like the faces were in the first picture we showed, but this one's going to be the entire picture is very blurry. Humanity is weird. Also, failing at working. I feel that. I feel that. I've been there. That was me partly today. I mean, to be fair, there wasn't much I had to do, but still. I feel that. Yo, welcome in, Squid. How are you? The artiste is back. I don't know if I'm an artiste, but I appreciate it. Actually, to be fair, like, in all honesty, it took me a long time to, like, actually call myself an artist. Now I have no problem with it, but before, like, I felt like my skills didn't match having that label, and then I realized that that's kind of dumb, But I still have moments where I feel like, I'm an imposter. Excuse me. I'm not sure those thoughts will ever go away. I mean, not without therapy. But yes, we're doing some more charcoal drawing today. I'm looking to get at least, I'm thinking like 50 of these charcoal vignettes done for this show. Oh, Jess, I don't know if I've been in your stream since But it turns out that there's finally dates for the show. It's the show opens, the opening ceremony or reception, I guess, is February 4th. It's a Saturday at like 1 in the afternoon. And it goes from February 4th to March 25th. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to start down here on the floor. I'm using a reference image for this of myself back when I was in university. Hence, kind of the title of this stream, Distant Memories, because this was a number of years. This is like 2010? Cool, cool. Oh, it's at the Station Gallery in Whitby. Whitby, Ontario. It's about a 10-minute drive from me, where we're living. Which is nice. When I look at this picture when it's not blurry, because it's in my university room in the house that I was living in, which that house, I got in there by accident, basically. Going into second year, I hadn't yet secured a place to live, and I was talking to a friend of mine from first year, and he mentioned, hey, you should reach out to this other person that was on our floor in first year, because all of her prospective roommates kind of bailed on her. So maybe she has room if you're looking for a place. So I just messaged her and was like, hey, what's up? You know, because I was going to message her anyway to catch up. And she was like, hey, things going all right. How are you? And we talked about how our summers were going. And then I mentioned that I hadn't found a place to live yet. And then she was like, hey, do you want to live in my house? I've got like a couple of rooms still available. And I was like, yeah, cool. So moved in there and managed to secure the biggest room on the lower level, which was still surprising to me now. You know. And when I think back to that room, I think about I ate so many potatoes. So many fried potatoes, so many peanut butter on toast sandwiches. I watched a lot of Let's Plays. The most common Let's Play I watched was a Nintendo Capri Sun's playthrough of Mother 3. That was my go-to. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be a good time. I'm gonna move this leg over a little bit, actually. Just a tad. But, yeah, and I also keep in contact with, out of the roommates that I had in that house, I still keep in contact with, I'm actually all but one of them, really. And the one of them I still, like, you know, follow her on social media and stuff. So I still see some life updates every once and again. So I was very lucky because apparently a lot of people, that's not their experience with the people that they meet in university. So I lucked out. Very much so. These are just basically going to be white patches, like where these socks are. Basically just going to be white patches on the floor. There's not really much to them in the way of actual shape or anything. They're just kind of blurry white blobs. Same with this undersheet, or this skirt that's on the bed that I'm sketching out right now. But yeah, we're only going to go for probably another half hour or so because I need to go get my passport photo done. We're going to raid out and everything, and I think I know who we're going to raid because someone that I follow is celebrating a birthday today and doing a birthday stream. So if they're still on, we're going to go say hello to them. Yeah. So it's not going to be a very long stream today because I usually don't stream on Wednesdays anyway. But we'll enjoy the time we've got here. Okay, let's see how that looks. Oh, that's good. It's good. Very blobby, like I said. But we knew that going in because this is all going to be very blurry. And all of this is basically going to be black. The vast majority of this drawing is going to be black. Black charcoal, so. But that's alright. I'm just going to take a drink of water here real quick. But yeah, my girlfriend and I are planning on doing some traveling to visit one of her friends over the Christmas break. And as such, I need a passport. Because my passport expired this past year. So I need to go renew it. Need to go do that. Okay, I need my bendy. There we go. This is what I mean by my bendy blending tool, because it bends now. It's not really supposed to. Your passport is so expired? Fair. Yeah, mine, the last time I used it was to go to one of my cousin's weddings. Back in like, well, I don't know, 2019 or something like that. 2018, 2019. Because that was in New York State. I've heard of people waiting 4 months to get their passport. Yes, I'm probably going to do mine express. It costs a little bit more money, but express, you're supposed to get it in like 10 days maximum. So I think I might do that. The passport process has been getting a little bit better in Ontario, from what I've seen. Because before, it was like, it had it tiered where if you need it expressed like today or tomorrow, like within 2 business days, you do this process. If you need it within 45 business days, you do this middle process here, and that'll take like 2 weeks. But if you want it 46 days or more from now, the wait time could be anywhere from 6 to 17 weeks. That has now been reduced to 10 to 20 days. So, at least here, it seems to be getting a little bit better. All right. Still not optimal, but certainly not as bad as it was. I'm also very excited for the Christmas break because one of my friends, he was in chat earlier, Jake from the Woods. He's going to be back in Canada over Christmas, so I get to see my friend again because I haven't seen him since 2018 in person. I went over. I went over to see him in. He was living in Britain at the time, in England. It was a nice trip. So long, yeah. Yeah, it's been quite the long time. I wish he was closer. I miss him. But, hey, at least we live in an age where, oh, you're going to put me on the TV and start dinner? Ooh, I feel like a movie star. Hey, no problem, Jess. Take your time. We'll still be here for another 20 minutes or so. But at least we live in an age where it's much easier to get in touch with people who live overseas. There's many different means to message and text. Ooh, that's a lovely sound. That's the only downside to charcoal drawings is especially charcoal pencils. They make a lovely squeaky sound if you press too hard. Okay. I remember the old days using long distance phone cards to call people. Yep, I remember those too. Yep. It's crazy looking back on those days. Okay. So now I'm going to see how this goes. Throw these up on my laptop for now. See if I can get this to blend decently. And kind of blur. Because that's what I want. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah. It's actually not a bad blur effect. I'm going to go over it a couple more times, but not bad. To start, at least. Okay. Just going to grab another drink. I am drawing upside down, but that's a technique that I use a lot, actually, Jess. So it actually works out for you guys because you get to see it right side up. But when I'm doing, it doesn't really apply here because everything's blurred out, so you don't really see the face. But when I'm drawing faces like on this one, say, right, even though these faces are also blurred, I had an art teacher in high school tell me that the easiest way to draw faces, and I've seen this backed up by some people online too, the easiest way to draw faces is to trick your brain, because your brain is very smart, but it's also very dumb, right? And your brain will trick you into thinking that you know what a face looks like, right? And my high school art teacher said, if you're drawing from life or you're drawing from a reference, you have to, and you want to get like realism with it, you have to draw what you see, not what you think you see. But your brain loves filling in the dots, like connecting the dots and filling in what isn't there, because it thinks it knows what it sees, right? Especially if you're drawing someone that you know, your brain's like, oh, I know what they look like. So I found that when I was like drawing people right side up, I was getting a whole lot of features wrong because my brain was filling in the dots and being like, oh, I know what this person looks like. I see them every day, right? So instead, what I do is I draw upside down. Because when I'm drawing from upside down, any face that you see upside down, you obviously know it's a face. You know that's their nose. You know that's their mouth and their eyes. But by and large, what you're doing is you're making it easier for your brain to draw the shapes of those things rather than trying to get it right on, right? So you just start drawing the general shape of those things and then filling it in later, and you realize, oh, that actually looks like them. Because you weren't trying to draw them, you were just trying to match the shapes. Now, that's more so if you're drawing from a photo or drawing from reference, more so than drawing from life. If you're drawing from life, the same principle applies, that you should draw what you see, not what you think you see. So you should really pay attention to what you're actually seeing and trying to get that down, rather than trying to guess. It can be difficult to get down, because again, your brain is very smart, but it's also very dumb. This is all shit. I told myself I was going to anchor this to something else next time, but I didn't. So apologies for the shakiness, everyone. And I assure you, there's no earthquake here or anything. But yeah, it's a neat little trick that I found has worked out really well for me. And it especially worked well because, again, even though I was blurring these faces, I mean, this is my dad, right? This is my Uncle Rick, and that's my Grandma Beatrice. I know what they all look like, right? So it'd be really easy for me just to try to fill in the dots. Or connect the dots. I don't know why I keep saying fill in the dots. You never fill in dots. Fill in the blanks is what I'm trying to say. I'll try it the next time I'm drawing a portrait. Yeah, it takes some practice, but I mean, anything having to do with anything takes practice. I'm just glad that we've got good paper this time. Because the paper I was using last time, we did a art stream, was very, the paper was all tearing and everything. The watercolor paper was a little bit too soft for charcoal. This paper is a little more sturdy, and I prefer using this paper anyway. So. Do 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 do. Excuse me. Fair. I don't know what brand the paper I was using in the first stream was, because when I was working, I used to work at a distribution center for like photography equipment and photography printing equipment, and they were getting rid of this old. I know the brand is Hahnemühle, but I don't know exactly what paper it was. But they were getting rid of a lot of it because it just wasn't selling, and they were just going to throw it out. But then they were like, "Do you want it? Because you're an artist, you could probably use it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." And then it turns out that it just falls apart. This paper I'm using now is Canson mixed media paper. I've been using Canson paper for a long time, but I figured like I got all this big paper for free, I might as well use it. And then it turns out that it's unusable for my purposes. So, because of course. But hey, I can't complain that much. I got it for free, and I've got a friend who I will be seeing very soon, actually, hopefully. Who does a lot of watercolor stuff, so I'll probably just give a bunch of it to her. You know, pass the gift on, because it's good for watercolor. Yeah. Yeah, I've been using Canson paper for a while. It's my favorite that I've used so far for charcoal. What I like too is that it doesn't have a lot of grit. There's some papers I've used that have a lot of grit, and I mean they're fine, but I prefer as little grit as possible when I'm doing charcoal drawing specifically. Oh goodness. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. This is a good start. Let's blur out this bottom edge a little. Got to get that hot press paper. Hot press paper. Which paper is that? It sounds familiar, but oh, cold press is toothy watercolor paper, and hot press is very smooth watercolor paper, but it's not as popular, so you don't see as much of it in stores. Ah, fair, fair. See, Jess, you're more of an artist than me. You actually know these terms and shit. I don't. I don't know. Says the man who has had multiple solo shows. I mean, hey, technically we're still only at one. I've only had one. Technically. I've been offered a second one, but it hasn't gone through. I mean, it's gone through yet. Like, they're going to start advertising for it, but technically it hasn't happened yet. I mean, who knows what could happen between now and February. Your boy might go crazy and give up art altogether. Probably not, though. Or you could become British PM. I mean, hey, I could. That's not off the table. I mean, you probably have to be a British citizen, but whatever. I can get around that. There's loopholes for everything. Tried that. Now I'm on Twitch turning classical paintings into ducks. The art always comes back. True. True. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I'm encouraged. From a distance, this will probably look more blurred than it does close up. But I am encouraged. I am encouraged. So we got a charcoal on about half the picture. In terms of everything we have to do, it's about a quarter of the picture, but still, not too bad. Not too bad. I was allowed to vote in the UK, even though I only had Canadian citizenship. Interesting, huh? That is very interesting. Ugh. Excuse our room. It's a little bit of a mess, and this thing's very stiff. So I'm a little crooked here, but that's all right. But yeah, thanks y'all for coming in. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, short stream today, but that's because I've got some stuff to do. Like, we're gonna raid out to a friend of the channel who is having a birthday stream right now, playing some community games with friends. Actually, let me make sure he's still on. Yeah, he's still on. Yeah. Oh, I think he might be going to the bathroom or something real quick. But he's still on. So we're going to go raid over there. I'm probably going to stay in the raid for about 15, 20 minutes maybe. and then I gotta get my passport pictures done. So, yeah. So thank y'all for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. There won't be. Let me put this raid in here actually. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back. So let me raid Gray Cat GG. There we go. So yeah, y'all, we'll go over there, say happy birthday, you know, hang out. Like you said, he's playing community games with people in chat, and with his girlfriend or wife, Cupcake Frog. But yeah, we'll go over there and say hello. There won't be a stream tomorrow because tomorrow I am going to an escape room with my girlfriend and some friends. So there won't be a stream tomorrow, but there will be a stream on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is going to be Breath of the Wild. Sunday is going to be some more art. So we'll be doing some more charcoal drawing. So yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, let's go say hi. Let's go say happy birthday to Grey Cat. I was already in his stream earlier today. So, but yeah, let's go say hello. All right. Thank you all for tuning in again, and we will see you next time. All right. There we go. All right. Bye, everybody. Also, no problem, Squid. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.